DeGeneres. We're so proud to have you here, aren't we? Is this your first time?
No, I have been here before. I played at a comedy club that I am sure has closed down, not because of me, but I here years and years ago when I was still doing comedy clubs.
Okay, but I've been here for a while.
No, not in a long time.
You came all the way here just for us?
I did. I'm very happy to be here because of you.
Thank you.
It's not that far. It turns out it's only an hour and a half. So, and then I flew over Salt. There's
a lot of salt
Is that why it's called Salt Lake City?
That is right.
Because of the salt?
Uh-huh.
The other places have salt as well, and just not called Salt Lake?
We have a big lake with a lot of salt in it.
Uh-huh. But what about the salt that's by itself?
I think the water dried up.
Oh, no. That's bad. We're in trouble. So it's just going to be called Salt soon.
Salt City.
Salt.
Well, hey, so,
do they still do that? I don't know.
Still do that.
All right.
So you've done over 3,000 shows now, is that right?
Have I?
I think so. That was in the data I
Well, I know we're starting season 17 next week, so
give us some of your favorite memories, like favorite people you talked to, favorite moments.
In the last week? I have such a bad memory. This is going to be hard. To go back the whole show, you mean?
Yeah, just, your entire life.
When I was 3, my mother left me outside. She did. I used to, there are pictures of me, and I was in one of those playpens out in the yard, for some reason, just by myself. Anyway, that's got nothing to do with it. Maybe that is why I'm here, but I do have that memory of being in a playpen by myself in the yard. Anyway, I don't know. I guess starting the show, first of all, I mean, who knew that I'd go 17 years? Because nobody thought it would go at all, much less 17 years. So it's been like a blur of memories, but everything has been fun. From like you saw that old footage of Justin Timberlake, like that was like early on Justin Timberlake. He don't look like that anymore. I mean, Michelle Obama doing push-ups with Michelle Obama has to be a highlight of the show. Yeah, Michelle, if you didn't see it, you can look it up on Ellen too, but she cheated, and you'll see that if you look it up. So we were talking about working out, because she really is fit. I mean, everybody talked about her arms and everything, and she loved to show off her arms, and well, she deserves to. She had good arms. But anyway, we were talking about it, and I said something about how many push-ups can you do, and then she said, how many can you do? And it got to be this kind of like, we were just kind of trash talking each other, and then she made fun of the fact that, because I do have a bad back, but she's like, oh, how's your back? Like making fun of my back. Like, I don't make fun of someone's back problems, but she goes, how's your back? And I was like, oh, okay. So I took my jacket off and got down on the floor, and she won, but again, she cheated, and she has long arms, so she didn't go down as far, and So she's like, oh, it's because of my long arms. It's like, no, you're supposed to go down regardless of how long your arms are. Touch the floor with your nose. And anyway, we both did a pretty good amount, but she
awesome.
She won. But that was amazing to do, you know, a push-up contest with Michelle Obama. That's all I remember right now.
Okay. How about the hardest? Do you remember like the hardest?
The hardest interview?
Interview, yeah.
Oh God. Whoever it was not invited back, clearly. The thing is, you know, you think it's going to be such an easy job because you just have these, you know, fascinating people who are, where are you going? Clearly she has no memories. What was I saying?
Okay, so.
I don't remember either. What are you talking about just now?
The hardest interview.
Oh, the hardest interview.
The hardest interview.
Yes. So I thought it would be easy to interview people because you're talking to fascinating people who are movie stars and actors and, you know, entertainers, and you just conversate. You just sit and have a conversation, and it's really easy. And it turns out a lot of these actors and actresses are just better when there's a script and they are told what to say and how to act. They're not really good at just being themselves and just chatting. And a lot of them get really nervous being on talk shows, and so sometimes it's just not the joy that you think it's going to be, and you're trying to talk to somebody that you really admired, and then they're in front of you just really boring. And you're like, I shouldn't have met you. And now I feel differently about you and all of your work. But yeah, so sometimes they're hard. I mean, we edit around to make everybody look good because that's our job, is to make everybody look good, including me. I mess up all the time. You know, you know, I don't really hold on to anything that's been a really hard, bad thing.
Awesome. What's something that the audience might be surprised to learn about you? Anything you would share?
Probably keep those a secret. The ones that come to mind. I mean, I'm an excellent lover, but I think... surprised to learn about me. I think people pretty much know. I kind of am this. You know, people know who I am.
You're super authentic and relatable.
Thank you.
You know, one of the things I've loved about you is your focus on intention, which is one of my favorite words. And I've heard you say, intention is what creates your reality. Like, talk to us about sort of your philosophy around that and how you live your life.
I guess, you know, somehow early on I realized that we are the creators of our lives. That you know, there's only so much that we can control. Obviously, there are things that we can't control, but for the most part, we are born into this play that we're a part of, and it depends on the story we tell ourselves and the characters that we choose to incorporate into our world. And I fully believe that you can choose to hang out with the wrong kind of people and head in a certain direction, or the right kind of people and head in a different direction, and you can tell yourself a story of if you're good enough or if you aren't good enough. And I just learned that if you decide and clearly visualize it and deeply feel where you want to go and who you want to be, that you can manifest that, because we have all of that power, whatever the word is that you use to describe who created us, what created us, we are that same intelligence. We have that same intelligence in us, and we can just tap into that instead of thinking we have to look outside of ourselves. That we just say, this is limitless. I can do anything I want to do. And you set your mind to it, and it may not happen, you know, tomorrow, because it's, you know, it depends on where you start from. It's a big ship to start turning, and it takes a while sometimes to head in a different direction and get there. But I just truly believe that we can manifest anything that we want.
So if you look back at that, if you look back at that video reel and remember what you were thinking, you know, 25 years ago, like 10
Before I came out? You mean, yeah.
Before you came out.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you have was that in your mind? Like was there an intention, a vision at that point?
No, and that decision to come out came pretty quickly. I mean, that wasn't, I mean, obviously I had been hiding it for a while, and everyone that I worked with knew I was gay, and but I just was in this, if anyone saw my special Relatable, I described, you know, that I was living in a beautiful cage. You know, I was successful, and I was wealthy, and I had everything, but it was still a cage because I was not free. And I pretty much planned on staying closeted and continuing my sitcom because my life was fine and I wasn't really suffering in any way, or so I thought. And then I actually went and took a course at this place that was, and the name of the course was Changing the Inner Dialogue of Your Subconscious Mind. And it was this thing that I never in a million years would have gone to, but my manager gave it to me as a gift, and I just thought, well, I'll just try it and see how long I'll last. And I thought I was going to leave like the first day, but it was really intense, and it was basically tapping into our subconscious mind of what we say to ourselves. Some people say you're fat, some people say you're stupid, some people say you're ugly, some people say, you know, you're not good enough, whatever that is. And whether we hear it or not, if we don't really know we're saying that to ourselves, it just builds up shame. It builds up so much shame. And during the course of that week that I was there, I just broke down and started sobbing, realizing the amount of shame I had, that I thought people think they love me, but they don't know who I am. And will they still love me if they know I'm gay? Will that change everything? Because we're kind of taught that in society, not just this business, not show business for sure. Everybody is worried about losing their career, but teachers are, doctors are, everyone's worried about losing their career if people find out they're gay. So I just realized that it was more important to free myself from that shame and carry that around than to live this life, you know, live a lie. And I was going to take that chance. And then I started, the more clarity I got where I'm going to come out and this is going to be fine. I've been a comedian for, 20 years, and people know I'm funny, and it's not going to change anything. It's not like I'm, Julia Roberts or some leading lady that they're going to go, I can't see her with a man. It's like, you couldn't before. And so, I just thought, this really isn't going to hurt me. And I kind of really convinced myself that it wasn't going to be that big of a deal. And then, of course, it was a huge deal. And then everybody kind of talked about it on top of the other. I did Oprah, I did Diane Sawyer, and I did the cover of Time magazine, and that's all I did. But all these other articles would do another article of me coming out, and should I have done it, and what does that say? And it became this huge media, it was everywhere, and people just got sick of it. And I got sick of it, but I wasn't participating in it. So anyway, it ruined my career because basically everybody talked about it so much that it overpowered who I was. The story became bigger than my career, and I was just kind of labeled gay, and that was it. So my intention was to free myself, which happened, and my intention was to. It was never really to help other people. That was kind of like a byproduct of it. I think I helped a lot of people by doing this, but I did it for selfish reasons, and I didn't do it to be political, I didn't do it to be an activist. I just wanted to free my soul of being like just, it was just, it's never a good idea to live with shame. And so, so to answer your question, it was because I did it in authenticity, it was much bigger than I ever had an intention. You know, my intention was small and it became so much bigger.
It's interesting.
Yeah. For other people, and I think that there is, you know, there is a problem with not giving, you know, women, people of color, you know, different kinds of people a chance to rise up in the ranks. And I don't know how that works, but it sure would be nice. I mean, we have the same issue, and it's not just Hollywood, it's not just tech, I think it's just about any business. It's mostly white, straight men. The beautiful thing about the tech world is we can all help one another and join together and accomplish a lot more in a positive way, and help lift these people up and other people. Where you are the majority, there is no better feeling with the power that you have to help other people that you see that they're struggling with whatever it is. If they're good people and all they want is love, if it's all just like it just is love. That's what we're talking about. No one's talking about getting special privileges. We just don't want to be fired from our jobs. We just don't want to be persecuted. We don't want to be picked on. We don't want to be called names. We don't want to be pushed down in the playground. We just want to be accepted for who we love. And that's as simple as that. That's all we want, is love. But for all of you to know that you're right and to know that there's nothing wrong with you and you're able to love who you want to love and you're trying to convince other people that that's just normal and there's nothing wrong with that, that's a really tough thing to do. So for all of you who are doing that, good for you. I admire you.
How you've really just broken through those boundaries and helped us see a different possibility for our community and for the world.
Well, thank you, and I look forward to see what you're going to accomplish. So I'm excited to see where you're going to head, and I'm honored that you asked me to be here, and this has been amazing, and thank you so much for coming to see me.
Okay, Ellen DeGeneres.